As much as I love murder mysteries, I somehow have never heard of this story. So that was made this film even more intriguing along with the casting. So let's get into the review of this film that's going to be releasing soon. Although it was done a few years ago, but I guess it finally got distribution. But yeah, we'll be coming to theaters very soon. So yeah, let's get into the review of this right now. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. So today we're reviewing the film Above Suspicion, which is going to be releasing May 7th in theaters. Now, this film is based on a true story, and it is based on the murder of Susan Smith, as well as the first FBI agent convicted of murder. Now, this film stars Emilia Clarke, who we know has really come into her own after her time on Game of Thrones as Khaleesi. Now, the author of this book, also a huge fan of Emilia Clarke, which really positioned her to really succeed in this role. What's happening is that Emilia Clarke is this young lady who has a really struggling life. She has kids. She's having troubles making ends meet. She has an addiction issue, and then she has an abusive partner. And then, not only is her partner abusive, he's also in the target of the FBI for the numerous crimes that are happening in her area. So this FBI agent decides that, well, maybe if I can get in with her and flip her, then I can get to him. And I can, like, kind of cut her a deal to give her out, to give her a successful life. And at the same time, we get our person. And while the FBI agent, Mark, who is really obsessed with being that new golden boy for the FBI, he does whatever he can in order to get the job done. But what he didn't expect was to fall in love with Susan. And he's married. His life is pretty much, he's the poster child of the FBI. I mean, he uncovers more cases than anybody in his short tenure than anybody else. But he steps out of his marriage and starts to live this kind of, semi, dual life with Susan, who just isn't complacent with just being the side piece or the star witness. She wants more. She looks over at him at times. She's like, I should be where his wife is at. So, this is a really toxic situation that's going on here. I mean, this movie is absolutely like a Lifetime movie, like with just better actors in it. Because they both found love in the wrong place, like, missing business and pleasure, stepping out of your marriage in order to pursue something because of the circumstances of your job, and it's wrong, but you continue to pursue it anyway. And he even goes as far as like really promising her things that he really can't deliver in, ultimately leading into her demise and him being the one and killing her. It's not a spoiler because this is a true story. So I don't know anything about the story before watching this film. So I don't know, how accurate the events are within this film outside of things that are considered fillers, just for theatrical cinematic purposes. So I don't know that. We all know that there's no happy ending in this story because obviously that's why, it's the murder of this person and the FBI agent who was convicted of murder, who does his jail time, shall we say, and so on. And also, too, even like the wife, suffers a lot through this as well. She doesn't have a happy ending in this at all. But I will say, like, I was intrigued because of the story, because I love this genre. I thought Emilia Clarke did a phenomenal job in her performance. I also thought that the story was kind of laid out in a way that kept me entertained instead of it just being like a drowning pool of just bad things continue to happen. And I also thought that because of the story, it led me to want to go research more on this, which is ultimately a good, what the film should do when something is based on the film story. You want to go do your own research and kind of learn more about the story, and that I did. Also, there's a little bit of added bonus towards the end, at the end of this film, where you get to see some original images of the people that they're portraying, as also video footage for when Mark, the FBI agent, was interviewed, and it's really eerie to hear him sounds like such like a narcissist, talking about he had to do it to protect himself, and it's chilling because at the end of the day, he pretty much got a slap on the wrist. Susan lost her life, regardless of, whatever the situation may be. Like, and numerous times in the film, she said meeting him was like the worst day of her life because it changed everything. Considering what she had to do, the depths of really portrayal that she had to do in order to help him get his. Because, like she said, once he got his, and was able to solve the case, he turned his back on her and left her hanging and tried to move on with her life. And she just was not satisfied in going with that. And that just really caused things to really boil over for everybody involved, including, the wife, as I said. But nonetheless, Above Suspicion, I thought this was, again, much like a Lifetime movie, just with better acting. So, like, nothing really mind-blowingly over the top as far as with performances or just, anything in regards to filmmaking. It was just a very complete, solid film that told the story. And if you're like myself, who had no clue about it, then you came out learning more. If you're a fan of Emilia Clarke, then you left out being, even more of a fan, because I thought she did do a good job in it. Definitely a little bit more room for her to really, show her talent. But for the role that she was given as a country, I think West Virginia girl or Pennsylvania, I can't remember, who's in love with the FBI agent, who's just wow, because of the possibility that she may be able to get out of her current situation. She's just chasing something that really has no end for her, at least a good end. It's a very easy role to kind of fit into, but nonetheless, I thought she did a really convincing role that I saw her as Susan, but not her as Emilia, which, that definitely needs to be noted. But yeah, this is Above Suspicion. It's dropping in theaters May 7th. Jump in the comments if you have already heard about this story. Let me know your thoughts about it. And by all means, once you check out the film, come back and let me know your thoughts on it. But as always, folks, thank you so much for watching, and see you around for more reviews.